What is going on, everybody? It is me again. It's HorrorFan34, and welcome to another video, and welcome to another convention recap video. This is going to be my recap video from Monster Mania 49 in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. This is take 2 of this video because my fucking camera is a fucking asshole and it doesn't want to cooperate, and it froze on me 3 minutes into this fucking recap, so I'm pretty pissed off about that. So this is take 2 of this goddamn video. But like I was saying before, this is going to be my convention recap from Monster Mania 49. Had a great time at this horror con. Granted, though, this one's not going to be as much of a bigger haul as the PA horror con I went to about a week ago. There's still a couple pickups that I got at this con, but there's not as many guests that I met, because there were a lot of the guests here I pretty much already had before. Like Derek Mears was here, and Kane Hodder, and things like that. So, and there was really only the main reason. There's only one main guest here that I really wanted to go to this horror con, was for him, and I got him. But I did manage to get one other person, but I'll get to that when I get to the autographs and all that stuff. But so I'll mention the 2 people that I met at the horror con, and then get on to my pickups, and then I'll be doing the same thing with the other recaps. I'll be doing like pictures of the celebrity, them signing it, the autograph of the item, and things like that. So same as usual with the other horror cons. But Monster Mania, always a great time. This was a fantastic show out. There. Of course they had the Dexter reunion. So of course here's the flyer itself. So you can see they had a lot of the Dexter people. Desmond Harrington was supposed to be there, but he canceled last minute, so that sucked. But, of course, this is all the events they had. And, of course, back on the back, the upcoming conventions in August, September, and November. I think this is the first time that Monster Mania is going to be having one in November, which is cool. Hey, the more the merrier. So, this is pretty much going to be from now on all the autographs, pictures, and pickups that I got from the HorrorCon. So let's get on to it. So the first guest that I met was the main reason why for me to go to this HorrorCon, because he was supposed to be here 2 years ago, back in 2020, before, of course, everything got shut down for various reasons. So what happened was everybody had to cancel at that point. And then, luckily, they brought him back for this one. So, without further ado, let's get on to this guest that I so wanted to meet at this HorrorCon. So, the first guest I met was Stephen Dorff. Now, for people who don't know who Stephen Dorff is, Stephen Dorff was Deacon Frost, the bad guy in the first Blade. He was in The Gate, the new Leatherface 2017 he was in. Been in a lot of other movies as well. But of course, though, Cold Creek Manor, that's a pretty good movie he did with Dennis Quaid. But all my subscribers know from like my favorite movies and all that stuff, of course I had to get him on Judgment Night, which is my favorite movie of all time. So I do have the film on Blu-ray, but I still have my DVD copy, and I figured I would get Stephen Dorff to sign my DVD copy. So that way I can keep that as a horror, or not like a horror collectible, but an autograph collectible. So I got Stephen Dorff to sign my Judgment Night DVD. Stephen Dorff was a really, really cool guy to meet. Very down-to-earth guy. I talked to him for about 5 or so minutes. His line was insane, but he took his time with everybody, which was really cool of him. I was telling him, I was the main reason why I came out here to this HorrorCon to see you, and he had like a big smile on his face. He gave me a fist bump and things like that. And then another cool thing about Stephen Dorff as well was that he really enjoyed the quote that I had picked out for him for Judgment Night, which was really cool of him. So he said, like, what do you got here? So I handed him my index card, and he laughed, and he really enjoyed the quote. So he signed my DVD the way that I wanted. And I was telling you, I was afraid like I probably wasn't going to make it out here because of all the traffic and all that stuff for Friday, because I went Friday night. And we were talking a little bit about that. And he's like, hey, man, you're here, though, right? You made it. So he gave me another fist bump, and he had a smile on his face. So, Stephen Dorff was a really, really cool guy. Telling really cool stories about Emilio Estevez and Dennis Leary and working with Stephen Hopkins and his experiences working on the film and things like that. So he was a really, really cool guy, Stephen Dorff. So, like I said before, I'm gonna do like I usually do with the pictures and all that stuff. So, Stephen Dorff was definitely a dream come true, and he certainly did not disappoint. So, here is my picture with me and Stephen Dorff. And here's a picture of Stephen Dorff signing my Judgment Night DVD. And here is the picture of the autographed item of that. Okay, guys, moving on here to the next guest that I met. This is the last guest that I met for the night, because I didn't know like what other person I was gonna get, because like other than Stephen Dorff, like I was trying to decide. So I figured I'd go for this guy because he's kind of a rarer name when it comes to like horror cons and all that stuff. So the last one that I met was Elon Mitchell Smith. People who don't know who he is, Wyatt himself from Weird Science. He was the second main character next to Anthony Michael Hall, who was also at the horror con in Weird Science. So I got Elon Mitchell Smith next. I did not bring anything for him to sign. I picked an 8x10 off his table, which was like a headshot of him from Weird Science. I really liked the way the photo looked, so I picked that one off his table. And Elon was a really, really nice guy, really humble guy, down to earth guy. He shook my hand. He asked me what my name was. He introduced me. He introduced himself to me. And I was asking him like, how was it like working with Bill Paxton and things like that. I said Bill was an excellent guy to work with. And he was I was mainly asking him like, what does he do these days? Because I don't think he acts anymore. And he was telling me some really cool stories about like how he's an English professor these days at a university. And so, I was asking him like, how long have you been teaching now? He's like about over 15 years now, and I was just amazed. It's like, wow, like Wyatt from Weird Science these days is an English professor, and he was telling stories about his teaching and things like that, how like all the years that he's worked at the university as an English professor and how much he really enjoys it and things like that. So we were talking back and forth about that. I was telling him, hey, keep up the good work and things like that. He thanked me for that. And then, and he was really nice too. Like he was saying to me, like, when he was about ready to sign my 8x10 and all that stuff, he's like, do you want me to sign a quote from the movie? Want me to write it to you? And I'm like, yeah, like whichever quote you like, because I didn't really have a quote picked out for him for Weird Science. So, the quote that he signed to me was pretty damn funny. I really liked the quote that he picked, which was really, really funny. Yeah, Elon Mitchell Smith was just a great guy, and what was kind of funny is like, what's kind of funny is like he was laughing as he was writing the quote and everything. So I'm like, it was probably something really, really funny and all that stuff. So and when I saw what he wrote, I was laughing my ass off, and he was laughing too. So Elon Mitchell Smith was a really, really great guy to meet, a very down to earth guy, and it's like you wouldn't even know that this guy was a celebrity. He was just that down to earth of a guy. Same thing with Stephen Dorff. You wouldn't know that these guys were even like famous people. Like they were just regular guys, just like the rest of us. So yeah, but Elon, excellent meet all around. I was really glad I picked him as my other guest I met at the con. I was really, really happy that I chose him. So here is my picture with me and Elon Mitchell Smith. And here's a picture of Elon Mitchell Smith signing the 8x10 that I picked out. And here is his autograph on the item. Okay, guys, that is pretty much it for all of the people that I met. Now we're getting on to the two pickups that I got. I got two pickups here. Picked this up, I figured, speaking of Eli Mitchell Smith. I picked up the Arrow Video Blu-ray Steelbook of Weird Science. Got this for $20. Not bad at all. Really happy to have this on Blu-ray now and the Arrow Video Special Edition. So really happy about that one. And then the last one that I got was like, remember when in the last convention recap I showed the Nick Arcade and Salute Your Shorts. These I got these from the same vendor, and this was really cool that I found this, the complete series of Whose Line Is It Anyway, seasons 1 through 8, I believe. Yeah, 1 through 8. So basically all the years of the Drew Carey seasons. So that's pretty damn cool. And that's pretty much the entire recap. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.